everyone. I'm Michelle with the Book Dragon, and today we have the honor of interviewing TZ Krasner, who is the author of Sword of Lions, which is this week's book tour book. Hi, T.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. So you've very kindly agreed to answer some questions, so I'll fire away with those.
All right.
When did your love of writing begin? Were you a creative child?
So, um, I started writing the age of 11.
Hmm.
What actually got me into it was I was kind of the alpha reader for a set of short stories that my father had written. He never managed to get them published, fell ill before he could. Um, but that just kind of got me started on my own writing. And I've basically just been working on my craft at this point for 25 years.
Yeah. So that's something that you've just constantly done since the age of 11, coming up with
I
ideas.
don't think there's been a single week that's gone by where I haven't written something.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. So you obviously have a passion for it.
Oh yeah. I consider myself a little bit hypographic,
Okay.
where writing is almost a compulsion.
Yeah.
I just happen to be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that always helps. So your book, Sword of Lions, features many characters that are reminiscent of those in myth and legend. What was behind your decision to incorporate them into your story?
Honestly, I can't quite say. One of the inspirations for the book was the anime Seven Deadly Sins, which actually uses a number of characters that have appeared in various Arthurian legends. And that just kind of got my brain working. The characters I connected to ancient fictional ancient fictional figures first actually were not my main characters, but Rowena and Cedric,
Okay,
who
yeah.
in the book Rowena is the descendant of Robin Hood, and Cedric is the great grandson of Ivanhoe. From there, it spiraled out to I wanted the character of Andre to have um, a link to something that was a little less Britain and their um, colonies. And I wanted the character to have, kind of a thief aspect to him. So I went looking around and I find Arsène Lupin, the gentleman thief,
Mhm.
which felt perfect for me. And then when my co-writer started crafting this overall Arthurian mythos to the whole world, because I actually did not come up with that part. He did.
I think we have a
Um,
kitty visitor.
yes, we do. She's very
Oh,
loud.
what's your name, sweetheart?
This is Luna.
Oh, what a beautiful name. Hello, Luna. We've had quite a few pets visiting us on our interviews, so she's very welcome.
Luna, this is a very old kitty. She's 17
Oh,
and partly deaf, which is why she meows so much.
oh, bless. You're very welcome, Luna. Hi. You come to have your say.
She wants attention.
Oh.
This one's been an attention whore since we got her as a kitten because she's a very pretty girl. Come here.
Oh, she is indeed.
See that face.
Hey, Luna.
Okay, so you're gonna go down now and you're gonna let me be, okay? I know, you want attention. Um, where was I? Oh yeah.
You're just talking about the
From there,
gentleman thief, yeah.
yeah, from there I decided Andre needed also a link to Arthurian legend. And really she she wants in on this.
Oh.
From there, I kind of realized, what do you love better than a hero with a bad background who redeems his whole family? So of course I made him a LaFay. And then Janet's heritage kind of developed out of her animosity with Rowena,
Mhm.
where I was like, okay, if Rowena's a descendant of Robin Hood, who was Robin Hood's antagonist, Prince John. So, in real life, Prince John became King John after his brother Richard was killed in France
Hmm.
during the war. So, of course, Janet then becomes part of that line, the descendant of John. And I will let readers know here, Malcolm does have a hidden lineage of his own. And I actually linked it to two figures, not just one. One of the clues is the sword itself.
Hmm.
I'm going to let that one be. That's going to be my spoiler there. Um, as far as the rest of it, I've actually in the upcoming books, the later books of the series, there will be characters with links to other figures.
Okay, interesting.
I specifically crafted this world so that each region of the world, each kingdom, has links to various real world regions. The Five Seas is the Peloponnesian Islands
Right.
and the pirate lifestyle. Avignon is mainland Europe, or at least Western mainland Europe. I don't know if I really want to go into having any kind of Czech or Polish characters just because the mythology is a little hard to research.
Okay.
Um, the nation of Kinhan is it's the Orient. It's the ancient Chinese Empire. It's Japan. It's the Mongolians. Um, there's the nation of Mikamwo is pre-European North and Central America. So it's the First Nationers, it's the Aztec and Mayan empires. Um, I don't necessarily think I'm going to go as far back as the Olmecs, but we then go to Zula, which is pre-colonial Central Africa.
Okay.
That one's going to be an interesting little bit of research for me. And then there's the Kingdom of Oaten, which will be one of the last regions explored in the series, which is ancient Egypt and ancient Babylon,
Mm.
and maybe the Persian Empire as well. I, I have a background in history.
Yeah, I can tell.
My degree, that's actually what my degree is in.
Right.
Um, so I've researching these kind of mythologies has always been very fun for me.
Hmm.
So I figured, why not use it?
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing to have all that knowledge at your fingertips.
But basically, the series, each book will be about a different princess. There are six princesses. There is going to be seven books total, specifically because the youngest princess, Alexis,
Hmm.
her story is going to cover the final two books.
Right. Okay.
Um, Basically, she's going to be the one to finally help destroy the overarching evil of the series,
Ooh.
who is Morgana Le Fay,
Yeah.
or as some people call her, Morgan Le Fay.
Hmm.
I decided to use the name Morgana,
Yeah.
um, just as kind of a differentiation.
Wow. So there's absolutely lots to look forward to there. It's very
Yeah.
exciting. So can you tell our viewers a bit about the setting of the first book, like the world it is in?
So Avignon, or I'm sorry, Havana is basically the medieval British Isles.
Hmm.
It's a very woodsy setting for the most part. Um, Really, we only ever see a few locations in the book. It's kind of a fast-paced journey. We see the capital city, which is basically kind of a cross between medieval London and I would say um, the capital city of Tamriel in Elder Scrolls 4. Um, there's then the woods, which is where the majority of the book will take place, where they are basically racing to get to the third location, which is Merlin's tower. I have him set up in this kind of forest tower. And when the readers get to that section, they'll actually notice something very interesting, which is while Merlin is reputed to be this great wizard, the interior of the tower resembles less a magical realm and more of a technological one. Janet will describe things that people will very easily recognize as sci-fi tropes. Coded doors, automatic doors. Luna, go down before you hurt yourself. Um, there's a device called the Starlight Mirror, which is essentially a view screen,
Hmm.
a la Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I just kind of worked it in there using the old adage of um, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic,
Okay, yeah.
and also the notion that in most Arthurian legends, Merlin is considered something of a time traveler.
Mhm.
In later iterations of the legend, such as the Young Merlin series, he is literally given that moniker, where they actually explicitly state that he is exempt from the flow of time
Right.
and can move through it. Um, and it was actually something I had planned because I plan on having Merlin cross between the different universes of my different series. I plan on having him make cameos.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Him and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to have any of the other characters do
Mhm.
it because I'm considering kind of a specific ending for this series, and I may have that happen, but I'll have to see.
Yeah. So who is your favorite character to write for and why?
Ooh, I would honestly have to say from this book, it would be Andre.
Okay.
Andre is he has almost an element of a Deus Machina in him. He always seems to be on the spot and will do things that don't seem all that pertinent, but turn out to be absolutely vital
Hmm.
to things working out correctly. And his cheeky behavior is just absolutely so fun to do. Like
Yeah.
when I created him, he is going to be the love interest for Alexis,
Oh.
for the young knight wannabe, the tomboy.
Oh, that would be a fun pairing.
Um, and we're going to get little drips and drabs of the two of them throughout the series, even though they won't necessarily appear in every book.
Hmm.
They will be referenced in every book.
So I've already kind of got some information about you, really, but there's soon be a sequel to Sword Alliance. So I was going to see if you could, give us a hint of what to expect. But
Crown of the Raven Queen is already completed. It's with my editor at the moment.
right, that's exciting.
I'm hoping to release it by Christmas.
Hmm.
With regards to that book, as I mentioned, um, it's going to be in one of the other kingdoms. This one actually goes to 5 Seas.
Hmm.
And what I plan to do with the princesses is to give each of them a different romantic storyline, like different storyline concept. So with Janet and Malcolm, it is friends to lovers. For Rebecca, who's the next in line, it's reunited exes.
Right.
The love interest in this book is somebody she knew before, knew when she was younger, and quite out of line for a medieval princess gave herself to.
Hmm.
And it's caused her quite a few problems because she's basically deliberately turning away suitors because she knows she's fallen outside the rigid structures of what a woman is supposed to remain until marriage.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of walk a fine line with that one between being preachy and not. Um, I happen to be very left leaning in my politics,
Okay.
but I've noticed when I write, I do tend to get a little traditional sometimes.
Okay. Well, I guess it suits that kind of environment, really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I do very much believe in the characters getting married and them having families, which I know is not necessarily so much of a focus these days, but it felt more natural for the settings.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Also, with regards to Crown of the Raven Queen, it will see the cast from Sword of Lions returning. They
Right.
will be in this book as well, specifically because Rebecca is very much not Janet.
Hmm.
She is a woman far more given to a sedentary um life with the classic um medieval woman's life of knitting and sewing. She's not a woman of action
Hmm.
the way Janet and Rowena were. So I kind of needed to bring them along both as Rebecca's safety net and to provide a bit more of the action that I tend to put in these series.
Yeah.
And we'll also get to see a little more of quite a bit in this book of Andre and Alexis.
All right.
Their
That'll be
their
fun
narrative
to
is
you.
kind of the subplot to it because they both come along.
Hmm.
Um, and go from bickering to a begrudging respect and a little bit of a hint at what's to come with them.
Wow. Well, that all sounds so exciting. Oh, lots to look forward to in the whole series there. Well, thank you for your time today, T. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I've
No
certainly learned
problem.
some things as well. So, been following along with our book tour all this week, and you can pick up copies of Sword of Lions in the Book Dragon at 6 West Road, Stockton-on-Tees, or on our website. Thank you so much, T.
Not a problem. Bye.
Bye for now.